Hello my motor enthusiasts. Big news on the Formula One horizon that we simply must discuss today.
Oh, do tell, Enzo what's the latest buzz in the paddock?
Adrian Newey, the legendary designer behind Red Bull Racing's dominance, is set to leave the team in early 2025. Quite the shake-up, wouldn't you say?
Blimey, that's massive. Newey's been a cornerstone for their success. 6 constructors' titles and 7 drivers' championships, that's no small feat.
Absolutely, and it's not just the titles, William. His departure is already causing ripples across the paddock. Team bosses are practically tripping over themselves to weigh in.
I've heard a few murmurs. Zak Brown from McLaren called him the most successful designer of all time. That's quite the commendation.
It is indeed. And with Newey on the move, it opens up a plethora of possibilities. Williams, Aston Martin, even Ferrari are being whispered as potential new homes for him.
Fascinating times ahead, Enzo. The impact of his move will be something to watch. What do you reckon his next move will be?
That's the million-dollar question, William. But one thing's for certain, it's going to be a thrilling ride finding out. Hey there, gearheads and speed freaks. I'm Enzo, your host here on F1 Motor Fever podcast, where we dive into all things Formula One every single day.
And I'm William, ready to add some extra flavor to today's spicy topic.
Absolutely, and folks, if you're as revved up about F1 as we are, please do subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell, drop us a comment, and why not share the fun with friends and family? Every bit helps us keep these engines running.
You won't want to miss out, especially with news like today's. Right, Enzo?
Indeed, William. I can't believe this news. Adrian Newey, the mastermind behind so many of Red Bull Racing's victories, is leaving. Imagine the shock waves it's sending through the world of motorsport. This isn't just a big deal, it's monumental.
Monumental is the word. It's going to be a wild ride seeing where he ends up next.
You won't believe the discussions this has sparked among the teams. Stick around as we unpack all the details and speculate on what's coming next. Full throttle, everyone. So, the paddock's been abuzz since the news broke out about Adrian Newey's departure from Red Bull. It's being called a huge loss for them. What do you think?
It's a monumental shift, absolutely. Newey isn't just any designer, we're talking about a legend whose designs have clinched 6 constructors' titles and 7 drivers' championships for Red Bull. The impact of his exit can't be overstated.
Indeed, and it's interesting to note how this move has started a sort of domino effect. Zak Brown from McLaren mentioned they've seen an uptick in CVS from the Red Bull team. Seems like Newey's influence is profound, not just in design but in leadership and team morale as well.
That's a critical point. His leadership style and the culture he fostered are irreplaceable. And from what James Vowles at Williams said, Newey's character alone has been a massive part of his success. Teams know the value of having someone like that on board.
Absolutely. And it's not just about what he's achieved technically. It's about the person he is. Losing someone of his character is sure to rattle the team a bit. Though Laurent Mekies from AlphaTauri assured that Newey's departure won't affect their project directly, it's clear the main Red Bull team will feel this.
Yes, the ripple effects of such a move are far-reaching. Not just in terms of personnel looking for new opportunities but also in the strategic outlook of Red Bull and potentially other teams in the paddock. Everyone will be watching closely to see where he heads next.
Precisely. And with such a monumental figure stepping out to seek new challenges, the entire landscape of Formula One design and leadership might just be up for a reshuffle. This is definitely a storyline to keep our eyes on. Full throttle ahead as we watch how this unfolds. Just to sidestep for a moment, the details we're discussing come from an in-depth article on Formula One's official website, published on the 5th of May, 2024.
That's a solid source, quite indispensable for anyone following the ins and outs of Formula One. It's crucial, isn't it, to always check the facts with such reliable sources.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Ensuring our discussions are based on verified information keeps everyone informed and maintains the integrity of the sport. Let's carry on then. It's fascinating to hear about Zak Brown's confidence in his team at McLaren, isn't it? Despite the allure of having someone like Adrian Newey, he's sticking with his current crew and their quest to get back to the front.
Indeed, it shows a strong belief in the team's capabilities and the progress they've made. Speaking of teams with a deep history, it's interesting to see Williams potentially vying for Newey's expertise. The small, family-like atmosphere there might just be the refreshing environment he seeks.
Absolutely, and that sentiment about the family feel at Williams really brings back memories, doesn't it? What does that remind you of?
Oh, it takes me back to my own childhood, watching races with my family. There's something about the passion in those smaller teams. It reminded me of cheering for the underdogs, hoping they'd make it to the front against the giants. It was more than just racing, it was about sharing those moments with family, all of us huddled around the telly, the room charged with excitement.
That's a beautiful memory to share, and it really captures the essence of what makes Formula One more than just a sport for so many fans around the world. It's about the community, the shared moments, and the underdog stories. The speculation surrounding Adrian Newey's next move seems to have every team on their toes. Even Aston Martin and Ferrari are reportedly keeping a keen eye, despite their current satisfaction with their technical teams.
It's quite the testament to Newey's influence in Formula One, isn't it? Mike Crack from Aston Martin even mentioned the media frenzy that's been ongoing. It just shows the magnitude of impact such a figure has on the sport.
Absolutely, and with every team arguably having had Newey on their wish list at some point, as Mikis from Ferrari mentioned, it's clear his expertise is valued universally. It's not just about the immediate effects but the long-term advantage he brings to a team's technical development.
True, and speaking of development, it's fascinating to see how this sort of news stirs the Formula One community, isn't it? The mere possibility of a shift like this can dominate headlines and discussions for weeks.
It certainly keeps the sport lively and in the public eye. Whether it's teams strategizing their next moves or fans speculating on online forums, it all adds to the dynamic and ever-evolving narrative of Formula One. William, what's the word on the street, internet-wise?
Right, listen to this. Ahead of the 2024 Miami Grand Prix, there's quite the buzz online. The main post from F1 Bot on the Formula One discussion forum outlines the session times and a bit about the track in Miami Gardens, Florida. The race is set for 57 laps, covering over 308 kilometers.
Interesting setup for sure. What are the fans saying this time?
Well, Alonso commented, quoting, "I know people will say Lando got lucky with the safety car, but at the end of the day he made no mistakes after the restart and fended off Verstappen brilliantly. Also, if you would have told somebody at the start of the year that we would have 2 non-Red Bull wins in the first 6 races, they would probably call you insane," unquote.
That's a fair point. Lando has really stepped it up, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and then there's Willie B. Man 7 asking about that light blue shirt Landon's race engineer had on, the one he hugged behind the barricade. He doesn't know why he wants it, but he does. Bit of a lighter note there, eh?
The little things fans notice, right? Did anyone else catch the eye?
Definitely, Stephanie Kerr 3914 was quite moved, admitting she never thought Norris would win a Grand Prix and is proud he proved her wrong with, quote, "What a brilliant drive today," unquote. And Alucard Doctor simply states, quoting, "Those must have been some nerve-wracking 20 or so laps for Lando and the whole team. Congrats to all of them. What a turnaround from this time last year," unquote.
Really captures the excitement from the fans, doesn't it? It's not just about the racing, it's about the stories and moments that come with it. Thanks for tuning into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We delved into the fascinating developments surrounding Adrian Newey's future in Formula One, along with a lively discussion on the latest race outcomes and fan reactions. It's been brilliant having you all here to explore these thrilling topics. Don't forget to subscribe and activate those notifications so you don't miss out on any of our discussions. Sharing our channel with your friends and fellow Formula One enthusiasts on social media or even during your casual meetups can really help us grow and continue to bring you engaging content. If you've enjoyed today's episode, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below.
And speaking of thoughts, make sure yours are as sharp as those race strategies we've been talking about, because you'll need them to keep up with all the action we bring right here. We've got some cracking content lined up that you won't want to miss. Remember, we're here bringing you the scoop daily, so keep your eyes peeled and maybe grab a cuppa for the next one. It's bound to be a riveting ride.
Absolutely, William. We're grateful for each and every one of you who joins us for these episodes. Looking forward to having you with us next time as we continue to dive deep into the world of Formula One.
Until then, keep those engines revving and your spirits high.
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.